Good day, everyone. I am Riching Pangan, and today I will be discussing the Third Republic in 1946 to 1969. So, the Third Republic was founded after the World War II, which left the Philippines in a state of devastation. The country's infrastructure was destroyed, and its people were traumatized by the war's experiences. This weakened state made the new republic vulnerable to external pressures. The pressure from the United States, which had been the Philippines' former colonizer and wartime ally. So the US may have used its power to exert influence on the new republic. The Third Republic faced many challenges, ug tungod kay pobre and walay capacity to reconstruct itself after sa World War II, the Philippines had to accept the US aid. And this aid came with conditions. First is the parity rights to Americans to exploit the country's natural resources. Second is the US military and naval bases on Philippine territory. Third is the number of defense and trade arrangements favorable to the Americans. So kaning nga mga conditions made difficult for the Philippines to be truly independent. This became a recurring problem of all the presidents, from President Rojas to Quirino, Garcia, Magsaysay, Macapagal, and Marcos. Other problems included: first, poverty. Lack of land reform and industrialization kept the country poor. Next one is corruption. Graft and corruption were common in the government. Third is violence. Crime and violent elections were frequent. And then the Cold War between the US and the communist countries caused conflicts within the Philippines. So despite these problems, the Philippines was trying to rebuild and grow. But then the elite class continued to control most of the wealth and the power. So let's move on to the conditions after the war. The end of World War II left the Philippines devastated. So during sa Japanese, daghan kay siya og mga damages, destructions of farms, buildings, infrastructures, and more importantly, thousands of Filipino lives ang nakalas. And then Manila was heavily bombed by the Americans to clear the city of Japanese hideouts, destroys infrastructures, making it hard to rebuild. And then there was months of no productions, widespread of unemployment and food shortages, and the disease outbreaks nga daghan kaayo og mga nangamatay anino. And then si President Osmeña ang nag-took over after Quezon's death. So next is American aid. The American Army in the Philippines created an agency called the Philippine Civil Affairs Unit or PICAO to extend immediate aid to the Filipinos. So muna ni ang mga natabang sa PICAO, nag-provide og salaries to the municipal officials and teachers, and then the US government provided funds but with repayment terms for food, medicine, and clothing. And then distributions of centers established in Manila and provinces to distribute rice, corn, sardines, and other goods. Next is employment. PICAO employed Filipinos in American military projects. And then, as time goes by, many people began to be preoccupied by selling American goods, cigarette, and even military clothing. In order to make the government responsive to the immediate needs of the people, President Osmeña in March 1945 reorganized the government. The executive departments, as they existed before the war, were restored and a new department, the Department of Information, was then created. And then President Osmeña nagtawag siya og Congress para ipas ang law nga design para makatabang sa mga problema nga ginatubang sa country. So the recently concluded war was an American war, but mas daghan ang Filipinos ang nagrabihan, ang mas nagsuffer kaysa sa ila. So the American government decided to extend financial aid to the Philippines. So after conducting a survey sa mga damages done by the Japanese and by the American themselves, the Congress of the United States appropriated $100 million to be used by the Philippine government for its operating expenses and for the redemption of guerrilla notes issued during the war. Moreover, American Army surplus materials valued at 100 million pesos provided to the Philippines. And then the Philippines was given a loan of $60 million for a purpose of reconstruction. So in conclusion, the Third Republic of the Philippines emerged from the ashes of World War II, facing immense challenges in the wake of widespread devastation and foreign influence. The reliance on American aid, while necessary for recovery, came with significant strings attached, undermining the nation's sovereignty and perpetuating cycles of poverty, corruption, and social unrest. Despite efforts to reorganize the government and rebuild the economy, the Philippines struggled with ineffective land reform, slow industrialization, and dominance of elite interest. This period served as a testament to the resilience of the Filipino people, yet it also highlights the complexities of achieving true independence and self-sufficiency in a post-colonial context. So, thank you for your time and consideration, and that concludes my presentation on this topic.